What's up, guys? Today we're replacing spark plugs on a 3.6 liter Pentastar engine in this Jeep JK. This will be for the 2012 and newer Jeep JK and JKU models. Now, sometimes doing these spark plugs can be a pain because the upper intake is in the way of doing the spark plugs. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you step by step on how to do the spark plugs so it makes it as easy as possible for you so you can do this from home and save yourself a lot of money. To make it even easier, I'm going to go ahead and link all the parts that I'm using and specialty tools that I'm using in this video in the description. They are Amazon links, so if you're curious, go check those out. Let's go ahead and get to this video. Now we need to remove the intake tube. This is an aftermarket cold air intake system, so it's slightly different than the factory one, but honestly, not much different. So let's get that removed. Now we need to disconnect the throttle body. The wiring harness runs along the throttle body, so we need to remove that wiring harness from the throttle body and along the upper intake. Now we need to remove the connector from the bracket so we can get to the two 10mm bolts behind it. Go ahead and remove the vacuum line and the PCV hose. On the driver's side of the upper intake, the intake has 4 studs that you need to remove the nuts from. Now that we got the 4 nuts on the upper intake removed, there's studs that are sticking out into the bracket, and it makes it difficult to get this upper intake off. So I like to go ahead and remove this bolt, and that allows me to get that bracket out of the way. Then I like to loosen this bolt here, and then loosen this bolt here. Now what that does is allow this bracket to be able to kind of move freely out away from this upper intake, because you got to try to get these studs through these brackets. That's why we removed the front bracket. It just makes it a lot easier since there's studs on the upper intake right there and right here. It's a pain to get those off of those brackets. So I remove that bracket, and then I loosen those bolts up down there, so then this bracket can kind of flop out to the side to get this upper intake off. Okay, so I got the lower bolt on this bracket loosened up. So now look how easy it is to get this off the stud. Just like that. No fighting it, trying to get this upper intake off of those brackets. And this bracket I removed. It's off of there, so we're not going to have any issues. I'll be able to unbolt that and just lift it right off. We have to remove the foam from the back of the upper intake, because if you don't do that, you won't be able to get to the one bolt that's holding the upper intake down, that's in the very back of the upper intake. So in order to get to that, you have to remove the 2 brackets that hold the engine cover and the foam. Now, don't forget there's one in the very back of this intake. It's hard to see, so you almost have to feel for it to get your socket on it. I'm not going to show that one because it's kind of hard. So don't forget to loosen up this in the back. I forgot to remove the brake booster hose that goes to the upper intake. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that hose now. But before you go to remove your upper intake, you can go ahead and remove that. Okay, we got the upper intake off. Now it's time to check the gap on your spark plugs. Most of the time they come pre-gapped, but not all the time they are. So we're going to go ahead and check them and make sure they are where they need to be. Now for this model JK, it should be a gap to about 0.043 is what you're looking for on your spark plugs. So I'm going to show you a spark plug that we are not using on this vehicle. I want to show you how to use this tool properly. Now, this tool here, I see all the time, they just put it in here and then slot it to try to open the gap on the spark plug. Now that can ruin the spark plug, so you don't want to do that. So on this tool, there's actually an opening on it that you take and you put it right over the spark plug and then you can pry up on it. And that right there opens the gap on the spark plug. And then you're not sliding this across there, ruining your spark plug. So don't do that. Do it how I just showed you if you can open it. And then if you need to close the gap on the spark plug, I just take it and just kind of tap it on a wood surface. And then it closes the gap on your spark plug. So these all need to be at 0.043. And I already checked them all, so we're good to go. So hopefully this helps you out when you're using this tool on how to gap this. Like I said, do not put it in there and just start slotting across there and try to open the gap on the spark plug. Use the opening and pry it up. And then if you're going to close the gap, wood surface, a couple taps, then check the gap on it. Let's get these spark plugs installed. Okay, so I already did the passenger side bank spark plugs. They're pretty straightforward. The only thing is they're just really tight to get to. Now, I'm going to show you how to do the spark plugs on this side because it's open. There's really not a whole lot of tricks to do this side. It's just really tight. Now, there is this bracket right here to get to the plug on this coil. I just bend this bracket up a little bit so I can get my hand in there and unhook the coil. Now, I'm going to show you an easy way to unhook the coils so you're not fighting them. Now, what I do is I take my pick right here, and I'm using a pick that has a 90 degree. What I'm doing is lifting the tab on the connector so it will unlock it so that I can pull the connector off. Try to do this one-handed, just like that. So this side is pretty tight, so you definitely have to use that trick to get these unplugged. Now, when I take these coils out, I put them back in the same spot they come out of. So, like I'll put this one right here, and right here. Okay, for the coils, I like to take a little bit of dielectric grease and I'll put a little bit at the end of the boot here on the inside. Just kind of work it around in there. You don't need a lot. What that does is just help keep moisture out of there. So I do that on every single one. So when you go to put the new spark plug in, you do not want to just drop it down in the hole. So what I do is I just stick it inside the spark plug socket, which that holds it in place. And then you can guide it down to where it belongs. And then you just thread it by hand until you can't thread it by hand no more. Just like that. Then you're going to take your torque wrench and you're going to torque your spark plugs to 13 foot-pounds. Just like that. Now, since you already have the dielectric grease on your coil, go ahead and reinstall your coil. Start the retaining bolt for the coil by hand. Then you can just snug it back up. Plug it back in. That's what you need to do for every spark plug on this vehicle. Okay, so it's definitely time to replace the upper intake gaskets also. Now, usually there's some oil and stuff down in the cracks here. What I do, I'll spray some brake clean on a rag, and I'll stick it over that, wherever that area is. And then I take my pick here, and I'll work it down, that rag down into that crack there where that gasket goes. And then I just kind of work it back and forth. And then I'll take some air, blow some air on there and dry that area. So that's how I get that all cleaned up. And then we'll put the gasket back in there. Just like that. It's definitely recommended to replace these. After some time, they can get dry and hard, start cracking, and just cause issues once you put it back on there. Now, don't forget that you also, I need to do it still, clean the bottom side of the upper intake also. You can see all the oil here. So make sure you go ahead and get some brake clean on a rag and clean the surface area of that. So when you go to put that back on there, it's good to go. Okay, so like I said, I got the upper intake all cleaned. I just sprayed some brake clean on a rag, and I went over and cleaned up all the areas where the gaskets are going to be sitting. Now, I do want to show you something. There are a plastic dowel here and here. What that does is help you line up this upper intake. Now, if it's off or cocked any certain way, you'll definitely be able to tell. So just make sure it's set in place before you start bolting it down. Before you put the upper intake on, don't forget there is foam that goes over the coils before you put the upper intake on. So put that on now. Now it's time to go ahead and put that upper intake on. Now, when you put in this upper intake on, there is a torque sequence. So this would be the front of the vehicle, the rear of the vehicle. So it's upside down like this. So the back one would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, the torque spec on this is 9 foot-pounds. But to be honest with you, I normally just take my electric impact and I just kind of go around and snug them up. But first, I go around and just snug the bolts up, and then I'll go back around in the torque sequence and torque them down. Now it's time to reinstall the front bracket on the upper intake that bolts under the throttle body. After putting that bracket back on, now we can go ahead and put the nuts back on the 4 studs that are on the driver's side of the upper intake. Now we're going to go ahead and tighten up those 2 lower bracket bolts on that back bracket there for that upper intake. It's hard to see, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. Now we can reconnect the harness that goes to the throttle body. Now let's reattach the connector to the bracket, and then we're going to go ahead and take our 2 10mm bolts and reattach the bracket to the upper intake. Don't forget to hook up your PCV hose and your vacuum hose to your upper intake. Okay, there it is, guys. We got the spark plugs in. Everything's back together. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll get back to you. Hopefully this video helps you guys out. You guys have a good one.